Thank you very much, Tracy and Jeff, Paul, and all of you too. We're doing this together. It's beautiful, aligned action, joining heads and hearts, hands, arms, and energy to meet the challenges that we face today. It was very nice of Tracy to say that I walk the walk and talk the talk. But since I also squawk the squawk, I'd like to begin, since I'm such a traditional Tibetan Lama in the Buddhist order, with an ancient yet timeless Tibetan chant, prayer, and invocation, just to recognize and invite the entire invisible array of all those who are around us and with us, however we may conceive of it. What did somebody call it? The big amigo, the higher power. In Buddhism, maybe we would call it the inner power. However you think of it, it still is sweet. It's sweeter than any thoughts of it, actually, when we can experience it. So let's have a moment of mindfulness. Just relax, breathe, relax, and smile. Please, all together, let's co-meditate, intermeditate, just breathing together for a moment. Relaxing, centering, and smiling. Don't work too hard at it. Breathe, relax, center, focus, and smile. Nothing more to figure out, remember, achieve, or understand. And just being here and now. Because if we can't be fully here now, I guarantee you we won't be there then, ever. That's the nature of karma and conditioning. Breathing together on many levels, outer breath, inner energy, secret, spirit, or inspiration, spiritus. Co-meditating, intermeditating, interbeing together, as Thich Nhat Hanh calls it, interbeing, interwoven, interconnected, interdependent. Because we need each other to become enlightened, to realize oneness with the whole, the totality, God, if you wish. Be with me is an ancient mystic prayer. Be with me, Lord, be with me. Right now, this breath, this moment, the only moment, be with me. Be with us. Janchu Samcho Krimpoche Makye Panan Kegyoche Yepa Nyampa Me Payan Kane Kandu Pelwa Show. Breathing, relaxing, smiling, arriving fully, settling in on the spot, on the dot, here now. Awareness is curative. Awareness is wise, sane, and healing. Nowness awareness is the authentic Buddha, the living light within. I bow to the Buddha, the light, the divine in your seat. Don't overlook her. I was very much wondering what to talk about in the time that I have today. Of course, I have my new book, Make Me One With Everything, based on that famous joke that probably everybody knows. What did the Dalai Lama say to the hot dog vendor in the Bronx? I have a few more extra innings for that joke, but you'll have to read the book to find them. I mean, hey, didn't you always wonder where the jokes come from? Let's lighten up as well as enlighten up. Life ain't much fun if we take ourselves too seriously. Take my word for it. I've tried. I was a Buddhist monk in the Himalayas in the 70s and 80s. One of my friends nicknamed me Surya Das. But I'm much younger and lighter now. In fact, maybe that's an important theme here. There is hope. There is always hope. As it says in the good book, hope arises with the morning, like every morning. Just to wake up, it's a hopeful, it's a beautiful, it's a grateful act. But do we appreciate it? That's the challenge. Because it's not what happens to us in life, but what we make of it, how we relate to it, that makes all the difference. Not what happens to us, but how we relate to it that makes all the difference, friends. That's the secret of self-mastery, of freedom and autonomy. That determines our character, our karma, and our destiny. As we've seen on the stage today, people have overcome, transmuted a lot of shit into manure. Which is the point of the spiritual transmutation, not just a little incremental, gradual growth in education. Yes, education is extremely important, but beyond that, there might be something more. Exponential growth, quantum leap, not just transformation, but transmutation, transmuting the base lead of our animal instincts and nature into the gold of spiritos, of Buddha nature, the divine, the inner light, whatever we call it, it's still as sweet. So there's always hope. As we say in the Tibetan tradition, I'm just quoting from the Tibetan tradition, I never had an original idea in my life. Always maintain an upbeat, open attitude or a cheerful mind. Of course, being a New Yorker, motor mind, questioner, I want to know how. How? Thus, there is a path to cultivate, to entrain, to become like that, to practice what we preach, not just to believe on it dogmatically. We're all in the same boat. We all rise and fall, sink or swim together today. We have to do this together. If we don't pull together, we are inevitably pulled apart. I don't need to belabor the point about what's going on in the world, in our country, in our city, in the news, whatever. Charleston is on my mind, but that's just, a symptom of an ongoing problem of centuries, of decades. I wonder if we've improved at all since the 50s in how we deal with racism in this country. I think we've made progress, but it's not the quantum leap we need, obviously, to deal with poverty, racism, intolerance, and injustice, and so on. I'm not going to talk about politics, but we're all in the same boat. Do we empathize with the other, or is it still us and them, wanted dead or alive, the white hats and the black hats, like the old cowboy movies, where it's so black and white thinking? Can we see ourselves in others and others in ourselves so we have a chance to treat them as we would be treated? Or better, to treat others as we would have our beloved child be treated, since we treat ourselves like shit so much of the time. So I have a new golden rule, it's called the diamond rule. See the light, the Buddha-ness, the divine in everyone and everything. Then one naturally treats others as we would like them to be treated, as we would like to be treated, and our loved ones to be treated. And we recognize this whole earth as like an altar, and all the beings on it as gods and goddesses, Buddhas and bodhisattvas, all awakening together, which is my theme, awakening together. The theme of this book, co-meditation, doing it together, not just withdrawing, trying to get away from it all, be quiet for a little while, but letting go, breathing together, breathing out into things and in and out of things and merging. Not just meditating, but we-ditating. It's the we meditation, we-ditating. Mergitating, convergitating. My editor said, enough with the neologisms already, Surya. Made up words. Enough. So I see the time is running down. It's lunchtime. I don't want to keep you. But I do just want to give you a little homework or a couple of thoughts suggestions. Since gratitude is the heart of prayer, as we're told, let's think about what we're most grateful for. Even today, how beautiful it is that we can do this together. We have the time, we have the religious freedom in this country, we have the opportunity. We have service-oriented people like Tracy, Paul, Jeff, and others taking care and volunteering and putting this together, not as a non-commercial offering, as a self-giving caritas, Good Samaritan action, a bodhisattva activity of altruism. Modern neuroscience is showing that compassion, kindness, altruism change our brain and our hormonal flow and are good for us, proving the age-old adage that virtue is its own reward. Doing the right thing is the only thing to do because it's the only thing to do. We can't figure out any other reason. Not just we should be mindful. What's the alternative, friends? Mindlessness. What are the benefits of that? So, since we're talking recovery a little bit, I'm the founder of TA, Thinkaholics Anonymous. Overthinking is another substance abuse issue. Check it out. You can fill in the blanks if you're in the 12-step program. I'm serious. Couldn't be more serious. I admitted that I was powerless over my thoughts and that my life had become unmanageable, and came to believe that a power greater than myself could restore me to sanity, wellness, and even wisdom. So you can't believe whatever you think. Thinkaholics Anonymous. Reflect on it. Thank you. God bless. Buddha bless. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.